Greetings and welcome to this edition of
Positronic.
I'm Barry P. Cook. I want to talk to you about the season 8 premiere of The Flash. It was called Armageddon Part 1. I guess there are 5 parts. They're going to have a 5-part sort of opening arc to this season, and this was the first entry. And as the episode opens, it's 2031. Central City is in turmoil, and the villain is there, but he teleports away. He might have muttered something apocryphal, but then he teleports away. Back in the present, it's 6 months after the end of last season. Barry steps away from coffee with Caitlin to rescue some folks in 2 trains about to collide. It was a pretty cool scene, actually, of him rescuing these people kind of one at a time from these trains that were about to collide. The next thing we see is Iris interviewing Captain Kramer. It's sort of the tail end of the interview. She's asking her about ending the anti-meta task force, which she's, I guess, decided to do now that she realizes she was wrong, which unfortunately she only realized because she discovered that she is a meta. Or at least that was a major part of why she decided to discontinue it. The good news, though, is that she's discontinuing it. We also learn that Iris has been getting treatments for her temporal sickness. Ray shows up at the Allens, needing a place to stay for a few days to attend a conference because his hotel is overbooked. Ray, of course, being the Atom, formerly of Arrow and Legends of Tomorrow. He's like a puppy, just always in an up mood and weird and goofy, kind of like a Clark Kent on steroids, which is interesting, of course, because he played Clark Kent. Anyway, he's there. While this stuff is going on, it turns out the Royal Flush Gang from an earlier time in the show is up to their old shenanigans. They steal a microchip from Mercury Labs, and they free an inmate from prison so they can pull off a heist with his help. But Flash stops them in the middle of the heist, very epically, actually. It was a really cool scene that showed off just how fast Flash is. Sort of going on in the background, there's in this episode, there's a theme of leveling up that keeps occurring. They keep talking about people and things leveling up. It was a little annoying, actually, because that's a weird phrase that people would not actually keep saying in real life, but they do. So it's going to play a role, I think, in this 5-episode arc or in the season. But anyway, that's there. Turns out that the villain we saw at the beginning is named Despero. He shows up to a tech convention that's going on, the one that Ray is attending, and he disrupts it to confront Flash, and he says he's going to kill Flash before transforming into a large purple alien-looking guy, which causes Ray to suit up as Adam to help Flash, which included shrinking Flash to save him from a flying car after the fight spilled outside. I don't remember Ray doing that before, shrinking other people by touching them while he shrinks, but apparently he can do that. And he did it in this episode to Barry, which was really weird. Apparently, this Despero wants to kill Flash to keep him from causing some kind of calamity in the future, the one that apparently we saw the aftermath of in the opening of the episode. Flash tries to trick him with a Speed Mirage duplicate, but it doesn't work, and Adam ends up messing with Despero's tech, causing him to have to teleport away. But Despero soon returns to confront Flash at Flash headquarters, Team Flash headquarters, the former Star Labs, who talks with him and convinces him to give him time to prove that he won't cause the calamity in the future. And part of that was revealing his identity to him for some reason. But that happens. And that's pretty much where they left the episode. Now, another thing that was going on in this episode was sort of a subplot with Ray and a subplot with Chester, and a combined subplot between them, wherein Ray is sort of in a state of mind where he doesn't really want to be the Atom, if he doesn't have to, and he doesn't want to be like a tech mogul or a tech guy. He just kind of wants to, to contemplate his navel or whatever, and people keep expecting him to be the tech guy. Why he's attending the tech conference, I don't know. I guess he still wanted to be involved, but he didn't want to be a driver of things. I don't know. Anyway, people keep asking to be involved. He's like, no, I don't want to do that. So I don't know. I thought that was boring. And there was a connection to Chester, who is a tech head and therefore adores Ray and thinks Ray is the bee's knees and the cat's meow and the cat's pajamas and all that, and wants to work with him. And Ray, being in the state of mind where he's like, yeah, I don't really want to do that. He didn't want to hear any pitches or anything. So Chester was demoralized and thought that Ray didn't like him, and they spent time with that in this episode. And it's like, I don't care. I don't care. Chester's okay. Don't care about his problems. Don't care. Caitlin, yes. Killer Frost, yes. Chester, don't care. Cisco, yeah. I cared about Cisco. Cisco's personal problems. Don't know why I don't care about Chester. Maybe it'll come over time, but I didn't care. Certainly not. I don't know. This early in the season, it seems like it's too early for his character for them to be giving him subplots. Like, let's deal with the Armageddon situation. And on that note, when we're talking about Cisco, I'm going to say I miss Cisco. I wish he hadn't left the show, but 6 seasons is a long time. He had to do what he had to do, but this is the kind of thing that makes shows kind of show season fatigue, when beloved characters are gone and the show isn't the same without them. So, are they going to do a season 9? Of course, we have no idea at this point. At this moment, I'm not sure they should. We shall see. But anyway, I miss Cisco. I also miss Joe. And speaking of Joe, what's going on with Joe? Like, at the end of last season, he was in witness protection, but then he came out when the guy that he was being protected against died. But in this episode, Chester says something about, I guess Ray is dead to me. And then he sort of apologizes to Cecile for saying that, but we don't know why. And it seemed like a moment where he felt as though you shouldn't say that in front of her, because maybe Joe died off camera, but I can't imagine they would do that to that character. Certainly not without Barry going through some serious angst, and certainly not Iris going, showing signs of experiencing a loss. So it can't be that. He's not in WITSEC. Where the hell is he? I don't remember what happened at the end of last season that would account for his absence. I imagine we're going to find out, but I miss Joe. I think Joe, the actor, is the best actor on the show that plays Joe, Jesse Martin. So his absence is keenly felt. The good news is the actor they got to play the villain, Despero, is really good. He was great in Doctor Who as Vincent Van Gogh. He was great in, what the hell is the name of that show? Salvation? I don't remember. I'm gonna have to put it up on the screen. It was the one that took place in the future in St. Louis, where the St. Louis arch is kind of crumbly, and he was the white-skinned alien guy, and his son was the guy that played Brainiac on Supergirl. In the other show, the name of which, Resistance? I can't remember the name of the damn show. Anyway, he's a really good actor. He's been in a bunch of other things, and he just was the highlight of the episode to me, just because he's such a presence and delivers lines so well, and I really appreciated that. Oh, the other thing I forgot to say is there was another plot in this episode that I didn't care about, and it was a plot involving Iris. Now, Iris gets a lot of shit from the fandoms. They think she's a bad character. I don't think she's a bad character. They kind of think of her as, she's the Yoko Ono of the show, always being like a wet blanket or whatever, but or otherwise insufferable. I don't feel that way about Iris. She's the wife, and it is what it is. She was the girlfriend before that, and it is what it is. But I didn't care about this plot that they gave her this week. It was a plot about her at the Central City Citizen and how she tasked the other member of Team Flash, the woman whose name I don't even know, with trying to sort of oversee some of the work of the other reporters, and her struggling with that and going to Iris, and Iris trying to, encourage her. And it was sort of speechy. This whole plot was kind of, platitude heavy. And I was like, what has this got to do with anything? I don't care about this. So I don't know if that's going to fill in or I don't know if that's going to come in to the overall story as we go, any of the stuff that happened there, but it didn't seem like it. And I was like, I don't care. Why are we not seeing Flash run around and do things? Why are we not, seeing more with Despero? And also, what is this business with, they go back and forth between showing Caitlin and Snow. So you'll have, not Snow, Frost. You'll have Killer Frost or Frost for a few episodes, and then she goes off to do something, and then we get Caitlin for a few episodes, and she talks about how the other one is off doing something, and she's not in the episodes when Frost is because she's off doing something. Why? Well, I mean, I suppose I know why. The actress doesn't want to do double duty at all. She wants to do double duty, but not simultaneously. But the producers still want both characters in the show, so they come up with these goofy things where you never see them together. Now, in the past, you did very briefly see them together, or you would see them go back and forth, but now they're like making excuses, and they did it towards the end of last season where you're only going to see one at a time, 4 episodes, for a number of consecutive episodes. And I don't know, I don't like that. It takes you out of it, and I like both characters. I happen to like Frost more than Caitlin. So I want to at least see her, and I'm not seeing her, and it's annoying to me. But anyway, I will be back with a review of the second part of Armageddon when it airs. I'm hoping that the season gets better from here, and we're supposed to get yellow boots for the Flash this season, which I can't wait for that, because I've been wanting the Flash to have yellow boots for like 30 years, since the 1991 show when they gave him red boots, because they didn't think it was realistic that he would have yellow boots, which I'm guessing is the reason they didn't do it for the first 7 seasons on this show. But now they're finally going to do it, and he's going to have the most accurate live action Flash costume ever, and I can't wait. It's going to be very cool. But anyway, I'll be back. As I said, for now, I wish you peace and long life.